Today we are reacting to Matt D'Avella's How I Stay Productive All Day video. So we see him waking up at 6:30 in the morning, and of course he's got the camera set up and everything, and there's no way that early has the time to set up the camera. I've tried to do it early in the morning, it just doesn't work out. Could use a new toothbrush.
In this video, I wanted to take you through an actual day in my life. For as much as I talk about my daily routines, my habits, how I stay productive, I realized that I usually just talk about it. And so in this video, I want to show you.
So one thing I just want to mention is that the first visible thing that we saw him doing after brushing his teeth was putting away the dishes from the night before. And he didn't verbally say anything about it, but that's kind of part of like the unsexy truth of being a human being. When you wake up, you will have dishes left over from the day before and you have to spend some time putting them away. And I know that my mornings usually start the exact same way.
Alrighty, so today is Monday, February 22nd. I am just about to get to work here. So typically what I do in the morning is I will open up my to-do list. If I haven't pre-planned it the day before, which I really like to do to help me make sure that I'm staying productive and on task and I don't waste away my mornings.
All in all, I love the concept of starting off the workday with to-do lists and tasks and mapping out your day ahead. I also find that it is very helpful.
I like to restrict my most important tasks to just 3 items. I'll show you guys right now what this looks like so you can get an idea of how I actually plan out my days. So as you can see here, I've actually got quite a bit of tasks here planned for Monday, and that's because, well, I've got one personal item mixed in there, which is my workout, biceps and back. These 2 items right here are review items, so they're maintenance tasks.
It looks like he's using a list app. I've never seen it before. It looks like it's called Tux Dukes. Not sure how to pronounce it. Looks super simple, just tasks per day. I personally use the Bear app, that's my preference. But to each his own, and it looks like this method works for him, so props for that.
Now, in my experience, things always take way longer than I expect them to take. I'm always underestimating how long things are gonna take me, and so 3 to 4 hours, hopefully I can get it all done today. But if I can't, then I'll just fill the rest of my day with it. I'm not going to move on to the next task. I'm just gonna keep working on that one until I finish it.
Very interesting approach, a one at a time approach. There are some people who like to have a variety of different tasks so that when they feel like they've hit a block in one task, they can jump to another. Interestingly, Matt seems almost stubborn in his dedication to completing this one task, no matter how long it takes. Tell me in the comments, are you like a multitask per day person or like a one task at a time kind of person?
When I'm actually filming these kind of vlog things, it really does disrupt my day. And I mean, as you can see up here, it's 7:50 a.m. I woke up at 6:30. That's because it took me about over an hour to film all those opening establishing shots. No, it does not take me an hour to brush my teeth and make coffee in the morning.
So there we have it. Matt D'Avella doesn't actually spend all this time just brushing his teeth and making coffee and going straight to work, but he did today because vlogging takes a lot of time, and I have mentioned this in a previous vlog that I've done. We'll try and link it.
So my goal every day is to get to this point as quickly as possible, sitting my butt down and getting to work. There are so many obstacles and distractions and excuses that can get in our way before we get to this point. So the quicker you...
So here, it's interesting to see that he is sitting down kind of on an outdoor couch sofa situation and a coffee table. So it looks like he isn't prioritizing an ergonomic workstation, which personally is what I do as well for the most part. There are different times of day when I feel more productive, and There are times when I feel like I need to work at a rigid desk, and there are times when I want to sit on a couch. And both of them are conducive to their own kind of flow, so I totally get what he's saying here.
Your brain is gonna tell you that you need to check email, that, oh, you can just put this off until later, but if you can overcome that resistance, sit down and start to do the work, it doesn't take long before you get into a flow state.
This is so true. Putting off emails until later is absolutely one of the best ways you can ensure that your big tasks are prioritized, because emails are other people's needs, but essentially taking care of what's most important to you first and then turning to other people's requirements afterwards. 2 thumbs up for that tip.
Hi, Nat.
Hi.
So Nat and I are gonna have a little impromptu meeting about the @slowgrowth social account. We are in the middle of doing a bit of a rebrand / facelift.
Very ambitious to go into business with a significant other. That's a whole new level of navigating productivity at home when you literally work with the person that you're stuck at home with in these kind of quarantine situations. So, suggestion for Matt, if he's listening, that's probably a good topic to dive into next.
So I really try my best to make sure that I don't disrupt my day too much. And so yesterday was Sunday. I spent the evening preparing my meals for the next couple of days.
Interesting that he's saying that he tries not to disrupt his day, and thus having his lunch ready to go helps him kind of not disrupt it so much. At the same time, I might recommend trying out the benefits of working in sprints of on average 52 minutes and then taking a big break, like 17 minutes away, so that you can come back to work super energized.
I'm usually pretty good at avoiding Instagram during the day, but during lunch is when I have some intentional distraction time, browsing Instagram and my other social feeds.
There you go, intentional distractions. I would say that you can sprinkle even more of those throughout your day. Washing dishes. Super important.
And so for my YouTube channel, when I first got started out, I set a deadline of every Monday. So every Monday I would upload a video. Eventually I moved that to Tuesday and Wednesday, but having that consistent deadline every single week really kept me committed. These days, I upload a video every other week. I'm uploading less frequently because I'm trying to focus on my mental health and make sure that uploading YouTube videos and doing this whole content creator life doesn't drive me completely insane.
So very important distinction that consistency is key, but balanced with mental health. So realistic deadlines.
You will find the time. We will often fill up as much time as we can leading up to that project, some of us procrastinating, but eventually when the deadline comes, we need to know when to release and when to finish and say, okay, that's it. That's the best I can possibly do.
So I loved that sentence. You will fill the time you have leading up to it. And it's so true. We will figure out what to do. And the question is, what will you be doing during that time? And that's why I find it so necessary and helpful to have that structured day, having those set priorities, maybe time blocking your day. Otherwise, your brain will think of many different distractions.
Alrighty, so this is impromptu meeting number 2. This happens a lot. But Nat and I are going to be having a meeting now about some content within the course. And so that's what we're doing. So that meeting, it wasn't really that productive. Then I got back to writing for the next 45 minutes or so.
Surprise, surprise, meeting wasn't that productive. Meetings rarely are unless they're super structured or you know what you're trying to achieve. Generally, the rule of thumb is less meeting, more doing.
So Matt's having a breakdown, which happens about 4 o'clock every day.
This is normal. This is normal for us. Just questioning life in general.
Why does it always feel like we're running out of time?
So it's 4 o'clock for him. He's been working since 7:30. So he is over his limit of working 8 hours a day. It's no surprise that he's running into a wall. Personally, I would have advised half an hour ago to call it quits, call it a day. He mentioned being frustrated with the lack of progress, but you know, you can't be ultra productive every single day. Sometimes you're working really hard, but you're not having that breakthrough kind of state of flow. Every day can't be like that. So it's also a matter of cutting yourself some slack.
This is what like leads people to burnout, is because like you work your ass off all day and then you realize like I didn't get halfway where I expected to be.
And collaboration takes time.
Yeah, you have to actually have cutoffs
and boundaries. And that's why right now I'm gonna go to the gym.
There you go. Despite him saying that he is not super happy with the output, he is drawing a line and he is going to the gym and then going to the beach afterwards. Good for him.
I did review all of these important items. About to do biceps and back. This is literally probably the most accurate day in the life that I possibly could have put together. I hope that it shows you guys just how messy life gets, even for somebody like myself who knows a lot about productivity and habits and building effective.
So I love that. So we saw him admitting that he wasn't able to get to a few of the really big projects that he was hoping to. So he rescheduled them. He moved them to another day when he had more time for that and moved some of the tasks from that day onto an even further day. So rearranging the timetable, what's important is that he's doing it now at the end of this day rather than getting to tomorrow or the day after and realizing that he hasn't planned for having this work overflow.
You never really know what you're gonna get into. You're always gonna be terrible at predicting how much you can get done in a day. That's just part of the process. You just have to keep working and keep pushing forward and do the best you can.
So a physical workout is a great way to end a day. We've talked before about having those routines to bookend your workday.
Good night, Bubbles.
Altogether, it looks like he has had a very nice, very productive day. I would maybe recommend him trying out the 52-17 method, maybe taking a few more breaks in between tasks, and perhaps ending that day a little bit earlier when he feels like he's been hitting that block rather than trying to force out another productive session. That's been our review of Matt Diavella's daily routine, and we would love to do more of these for you, and let us know who you would like us to review next. See you next time.